Dear friends, I am Raghavendra HM, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Tumkur. In this video, I am going to present you chapter 10, that is the last chapter of Animal Farm. This novel is prescribed in the English language textbook of third semester BCom, BBN and BCA students studying in Tumkur University. Let us have a small recap of previous session. In the last few chapters, you came to know about the luxurious life led by Napoleon and his followers, that is, the ruling class of Russia. You also came to know about the privilege of pigs, that is, nothing but the Russian administrators and leaders enjoyed a privileged life, and that is actually represented as pigs' luxurious life. In the last chapter, you also came to know about the reconstruction of the windmill, its destruction by Frederick by using gunpowder, then the food shortage in animal farm that was also referred, and then trade with human beings, of course, continued in chapter 8 and 9. All seven commandments of animalism were violated by Napoleon and his followers. By going through chapter 10, you will come to know how the communists ruined Russia post revolution era. So the pigs mismanaged the animal farm here, and communists managed to destroy Russian economy and administration. And also the violation of seven commandments also reminds of Russian political condition during that time. A new generation in the animal farm will come for, and you will notice that in chapter 10. Now let us begin chapter 10. Now, in the beginning of the chapter 10, you will come to know that the old generation in animal farm has ended. The new generation now is taking over animal farm, and this new generation knows nothing about revolution and its values, because a few years have already passed after the revolution in animal farm. Now the new generation knows nothing. It is similar to that of Indian condition. In India, the older generation knew, that is, they were the freedom fighters. They knew the value of freedom, liberty, and all those things. But now we, the present generation, we know nothing about the freedom struggle, what our great leaders, Gandhi, Nehru, Sardar Patel, and other great leaders, how much sacrifice they had done during that time, we know nothing. And that is the reason why we are not caring about the sacred values of liberty, freedom, and fraternity. In animal form, the old heroes, the snowball, great leader of animal form, boxer, another, he represents what you call the labor class. He was a labor leader. They were completely forgotten. Sorry, they actually represented the true values of a revolution in animal form, and now they were completely forgotten. Napoleon and Squealer, now they were fat, they were old, they were deceased. Still, they were ruling the animal form, but now they were not the old leaders. Benjamin and Clover were also very old. You remember Benjamin the goat, one of the wisest animals of the farm. He was very, very old now. Even the Clover, that is the companion of the labor leader Boxer, was still alive. but Clover was also very old, and he and both of them, Benjamin and Clover, they never commented on any present issues. They kept mum. They were never commenting on any misrule or misadministration of Napoleon, Squealer, or any other pigs. Principles of animalism were completely destroyed now in this chapter. So you came to know about how one by one the pigs were violating the seven commandments. Now all the principles of animalism were completely destroyed. Changes in the life of animal form had happened now. Animal form expanded. Of course, values are dead, but animal form is now expanded by including neighboring two forms. I think you remember the two neighboring forms. They were also included in uh, in the what you call animal form. Now it's a huge form containing three forms. Another windmill was now constructed. So first time it was destroyed by storm. Second time Mr. Frederick destroyed it. Again another windmill was constructed, but they could not reap any benefit from constructing the windmill. Now the animal form is developing in a different style. Electricity was introduced in the farm. Pigs are very rich now, but all other animals were poor. Of course, the administrators, that is the pigs, became very rich. They were already leading luxurious life by using the administration. Now they have become so rich, but all of the animals were poor. So, ironically, this is what happens in every country. The leaders, political leaders, administrators, they become rich, and at the same time, poor people become poorer and poorer. In Russia, the same was happening. The leaders of the Communist Party were becoming richer and richer, but the labor class, middle class, and everybody, common people, were becoming poorer and poorer. Pigs, now the ruling class, so they never worked, so they always rested. The working was completely left to other animals. The ruling class pigs enjoyed a privilege. That means they used to rest only. No work, only rest. Progress happened. Still more progress happened in the animal form. Roads were constructed, bridges were constructed. Not one, but two windmills were constructed. Electricity came to the farm. So many changes happened. But still, the poor people, same poor. So, which shows developing infrastructure is not a symbol of people becoming developed. But you see, despite all the progress activities, all the infrastructural development that happened in animal farm, hunger and poverty continued. People still starved. A new song of the animal farm introduced. I think you remember the old song, Beasts of England, Beasts of Ireland, that was completely removed. And now, new animal anthem was introduced in the animal form. Now, pigs started walking on two legs like human beings. Already, they had, following the voices of human beings. Now, even they started walking like human beings on two legs, not four legs. New commandment was written that read, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. So, such a great irony. See, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. It was written by pigs. Now, pigs began to copy man's vices. Of course, I've already told you drinking alcohol and others. Wireless radio was introduced, telephone now used by pigs, newspaper was now introduced in the animal form. They now wear clothes. Who? Pigs. Now they wear clothes, sleep in beds, live in the houses. All violation of the animalism, principles of animalism. Pigs use whips against other animals. See, Napoleon started behaving like Mr. Jones. He was guarded by dogs. Now, even Napoleon was also guarded by dogs. Mr. Jones always kept dogs. Napoleon also kept dogs to protect himself, and he and his administrators now used big whips, whips like Mr. Jones used to beat animals with whips, and that is the reason why revolution happened. And now Napoleon is also becoming another Jones. Then the pigs celebration celebrated their superior position in a grand way by leading luxurious life. Men also visited the farm to have parties, to participate in parties with pigs. See, pigs now invited human beings also to their parties in animal farm. Pigs sit on chairs and drink wine with men. See, everything is a fashion. Drinking wine, drinking alcohol. They used to mingle with human beings, which was another fashion for the pigs, sitting on chair, walking on two legs. They are completely following human beings. They even played the game of cards with human beings and fought among themselves in an intoxicated state. Morality is completely down. Napoleon now changed animal form back to manor form. He changed the name. First, during Mr. Jones' period, it was manor form, but later on, Snowballs changed manor form name to animal form. But again, the time has turned around a circle. So time changes. Now Napoleon changed animal form to manor form. See, other animals simply silently watched all these developments. So they were completely helpless. Then the word comrade, which was such a sacred word in communism, it was banned. No need to use the word comrade. It was the order of Napoleon. Animals now said, now there is no difference between pigs and men. So when they watched pigs partying with human beings, they didn't notice any difference between them. They were the same, all of them villains. At last, Benjamin, the oldest animal of the animal farm, declares animals are still slaves. Earlier, animals were slaves to human beings. Now, animals were slaves to other animals. That was the only difference. No difference at all. Still, then also, animals of animal forms were slaves. Now, also, they were the slaves. In the last chapter, it shows that the pigs have assumed all evils and cruelty of man. They have changed their character completely. So, novelist Orwell tried in this chapter to say that there is no difference between communism and capitalism. This is the analysis of chapter 10, that is the last chapter of Animal Farm. Thank you for listening to this video. Thank you again.